visit NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select brands and models. Cannot be combined and excludes tax and shop fees. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples, where if you're talking Cortec, you're talking Floormeisters. And the one thing that I love, TJ, is when we're talking about pricing, you got to be straight up with the pricing, right?
Yep, we buy more Cortec every day so we can sell it to you cheaper. I buy it by the pallet, by the truckload, so you're making sure you always get the lowest price possible. We keep it here in our 15,000 square foot store. Big selection, big, beautiful showroom to make sure your wife gets exactly what you want, Drew.
Yeah, and how about me? You know, I like to get what I want as well. And also, of course, the color selection, right? You got some new ones.
Got 100 colors right now, and we're adding about 10 to 15 from Cortec that just came out for 2021.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider.
Still need a couple more if you can.
How to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area
How much more
attorneys
time do you
online
need?
at cordellcordell.com. Se habla español.
Can you give me two more?
English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455. Or find us online at bwboatclub.com or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. It is so good to see each and every one of you here. How about a little bit of noise from Seed to Table, everybody? We are here live this morning in Naples. Let's just put it this way. If you were thinking where the center of the news universe is, would you say it's here today? Not just, that's very nice. Not just because we are all here, because if you've been paying attention to any of the news for the past 24, 48 hours. We're getting a little attention here in Naples on a national level, aren't we? Maybe because we care a little bit about liberty and freedom and facts and data and science. You know, the things that people care about when they're talking about masking and the like. And we're going to get into that here at Seed to Table in Naples, Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, which I got to tell you, if you haven't been here yet and you're watching right now, I promise you, this is like, for my family, it's like going to the theme park. It's a theme park filled with groceries. I mean, how do you beat? It's amazing when you see it. I don't know, how would you describe it? How would you? It's just an incredible place, and people absolutely love it. And I can tell you, there's one easy way to find out how amazing Seed to Table is, and it's this. Try to get a parking spot. Is there anything? Can we build a garage above this or something like a parking garage? It's going to be at least 3 levels. Because it's hard to even park here at night because it's so loved in the community. And that's something else that I think is interesting about being here at Seed to Table on a news day like today, and it's this. We're going to kind of make the case today, and we're going to be joined by some fine folks. Representative Bob Rommel's going to be here. We'll talk about some of the issues that are going on in the state and the things that we can do in the state. And let's remember this. There are things that we can do here in the state of Florida where we can ensure that if we're going to have a situation where the federal government is going to make edicts and going to decide to take away our constitutional rights. Remember what this is about, our constitutional rights. If we're going to have an issue with the federal government putting edicts forward about constitutional rights, we as a state have a right to say, no, we are not going to follow unconstitutional edicts from the federal government. There's a big difference because a lot of people, and I've mentioned this before on the program, where you would think to yourself, well, give me an example of the opposite. Well, it's easy to do. You look at a state like California and their sanctuary state edicts that they do from the state level, where they decide that they're not going to follow the federal government when it comes to immigration. They're not going to help ICE. They're not going to help anybody else. They just made their decision on their own. And somehow they seem to get away with it. Somehow the challenges go unheard, you feel like. And we're talking about Constitution. Now, we're talking about issues of freedom of speech. We're talking about freedom to assemble. We're talking about all of our freedoms, First Amendment, that are at risk right now. You think to yourself that when you say freedom to assemble, well, what does that mean? You're telling me we can't get together in certain situations? If we decide even that we want to go to Washington, D.C., and we want to have a rally in Washington, D.C., maybe it's a rally for life, maybe it's a rally that has to do with anything. It could be immigration, it could be the budget, it could be fiscal responsibility, whatever the case may be. If we have people in Washington who are making it sound as if our voice is a radical voice, if they're trying to make it sound like we who are freedom-loving, liberty-loving, just like here at Seed to Table in Naples, liberty-loving individuals who are concerned about edicts coming from the federal government that is going to stop us from being able to speak in a lot of cases. We already see what's happening oftentimes in Congress when we see individuals who are making the most outrageous claims about people who have supported the former president, that somehow because of that support, that we are inciting in some way. I would hope that people don't believe that you don't have this big, wide brush that is coming across everybody, that you would suggest that because a few individuals did what they did on January 6th, that we all agreed that was egregious, that somehow you're going to paint this broad brush, and now it means, well, listen, if you voted for the former president, then clearly you're into this incitement, so clearly we can't have you gathering all together, assembling. Do you see where I'm going with this? I mean, does that sound crazy? I hate to say it does, but it could be where we are, and we have to recognize some of that. So all of that to bring it back to where we are today, this morning at Seed to Table. By the way, 239-479-5592. Jake, do me a favor. Use the connection as my call screen, because that's the only thing I have up right now. If you can do, well, I don't know if you can do that. Or text me. Maybe we can do that. Just because it took a little while for me to get set up here this morning. And And so I want to hear from you, 239-479-5592. If you're watching, you can see us right now. We are streaming drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, so you can go to the website and you can watch as we are streaming live this morning, and facebook.com/drewsteeleradio. A lot of people still enjoy going there. It was interesting to watch the news hyperventilating about Seed to Table yesterday, and it was amazing to me because it was over and over, and it just felt like somebody, an NBC News affiliate, I think his name is Sam Brock, somebody from the East Coast, comes here and is taking video of what's going on here. And next thing you know, it's on NBC News, and they're playing it like almost, it felt like every hour on the hour. People are aghast. How dare there are individuals here in Naples be at a supermarket, and I want to play, gosh, I've got to play this audio. How many of you know Shep Smith? Everybody knows Shepard Smith, right? You know Shepard Smith. You know Shepard Smith has his own. Did you know that Shepard Smith still has a show right now? No, I mean, some of you do. Some of you are like, he does? Really? Yeah, I know. It's I don't know how exactly it's doing. I might suggest that, oh gosh, can I get this audio playing? Hold on a second. Stand by, because I've got to play. I've got to see if I can do this. And I'm going to kind of maneuver some wires here to see if I can make this happen. But yeah, all right, so let's see. All right, this is going to be really strange. I'm going to use this microphone to kind of do this. All right, let's see if I can make this happen so you all can hear this. All right, so Shep Smith was on his show, formerly Fox News, now CNBC, and he was on last night, and he was talking about what was happening here. And I want you to hear a little bit of Shep. Let's see if we could play this audio here.
See this? Melbourne, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. I'm so sorry. That's the wrong audio. See what happens when I'm trying to maneuver things? Okay, let's just put it this way. Stand by, because we're going to take a break in just a little bit, and I want to get this set up right. So when we come back, I want you to hear Shep Smith. I want you to hear some of the news media hyperventilating over Seed to Table and what is happening here with the mask situation, mask mandates. Hey, do mask mandates work? Is there any evidence to support that mask mandates work? Well, I've got some interesting data that is going to suggest that what is happening here in Naples, not across the country, not anywhere else, but right here in the city, I've got data and numbers that will explain a whole lot about what is and isn't happening. And then you yourself can follow along with the data just to see what's going on. Because that's what we're about, right? We're about science, we're about data, we're about facts, and I think we all should be. And listen, if you're someone who feels like this is something that you believe in, that this is something that you would like to do for your family as far as wearing a mask, listen, we're all individuals. We believe in that. And if that's what you want to do, that is fine. But I want to make sure that we are clear. And when we come back, Jake, that's what I want to do, is give you some of the numbers to suggest what is happening in the city of Naples, in Collier County. You might be surprised to find out what's going on. All right, so let's do this. Let me get things situated. If you're watching on drewsteele.com, we appreciate that, or facebook.com/drewsteeleradio. And it's for the time being, as you can imagine. And to everybody who is here early, listen, you can make a little noise. I know I don't have a camera I am... It's amazing to see all of you here this morning, this early, and I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you being here. All right, so let's do that. Jake, let's take a break. We're going to come back in just a little bit, and I'm going to play this audio because you got to hear all of this. You got to put it all in context, and then you need the science and the data, right? Let's do that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News Live from Oaks Farm, Seed to Table in Naples at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. We'll get to you coming up in just a bit. Right now, Sabrina Katz, Jake, she's got traffic? Yes.
Slowdowns in the Cape on Mohawk Parkway heading eastbound to Skyline. Also a delay on Pelican heading south towards Mohawk. We're still up to speed on both bridges if you're heading out of the Cape. However, there is slowing traffic on Southeast 24th Avenue heading north towards Hancock Bridge Parkway, and a southbound delay on Business 41 heading south to Pondella Road. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start, 77 degrees. Good amount of sunshine for your dry Friday. Few spotty showers possible on Saturday, but the best chance of rain for the weekend will be on Sunday. Areas of rain passing by with a high of 78. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
92.5 FoxNews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The market's gaining ground Thursday, with the Dow closing up over 330 points, the S&P up nearly 42, the Nasdaq up by 167. Coming up in a few hours, the newest monthly unemployment numbers from the Labor Department. American Airlines is struggling through the pandemic, and that could mean trouble for staffers.
American Airlines is warning as many as 13,000 of its employees could be laid off, many of them for the second time in 6 months. They point to the slower than expected distribution of the vaccine and new restrictions on international travel as the major factors in folks not flying to the extent they normally would.
Fox's Garrett Tenney in Chicago. Same-day deliveries nationwide coming soon from Family Dollar as the company expands its partnership with Instacart. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Valentine's Day is a celebration of love and affection, and this is where the Diamond District shines. Visit Jason and Todd through Valentine's Day for 27% off all diamond stud earrings. Diamond heart pendants starting at only $399, and the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory.
What we do is make our health and medical experts available to ensure
Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency or storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Now, shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. We are live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table with a whole lot of folks who are coming by early, having breakfast, and it's great to see you here this early. So now you know how I feel, but then again, you probably all get up this time on a regular basis anyway, right? So you're okay. I'm getting a thumbs up. Can you show that gentleman over there, by the way? If you're watching at drewsteele.com, we've got the famous Mike Moody, who's got a camera on everybody, so now he can kind of shine around to see who's here. And all right, so she gives me a thumbs up if you're watching, and the gentleman behind her gave us a thumbs down for getting up this early. Is that right, sir? Do you want to give the thumbs down to Mike Moody so he could? Yeah, there you go, thumbs down. All right. But so thank you. Thank you for the extra effort, everybody. We appreciate it. All right. I had to play this. Jake, stand by here. Okay, so I said I wanted to play some Shep audio from yesterday because he's beside himself. The whole world is beside themselves. It turns out that right here is the center of the universe when it comes to masking and what is and isn't happening, and people are beside themselves. This is shocking, I tell you. Here, listen.
The sign says if you have a medical condition that you don't have to wear a mask, and nobody inside will ask about medical conditions, so masks are not enforced. The owner told Sam Brock this when questioned.
All right, so he goes in and he does a little interview with Alfie, and Alfie tells him what's going on with masks, and then he
Florida
says,
does not have a mask mandate.
"Yay, we don't have a mask mandate."
Masks do work.
Masks do work. Shep says that masks do work, and he's got the science to prove it, which is interesting because I'm always looking for that one little nugget. Forgive me for being a little... what's the word I'm looking for? Cautious with science. I don't want to say cynical because that's not fair, because everybody says that the science is out there. And when we hear about mask mandates, and we're constantly hearing about the science, and even members of the CDC who said about masking, oh, did you know that 5 masks are good, but 100 masks are better? Now, granted, you may not be able to breathe, but the good part about it is that you're masked up and you're not going to get any virus through 3, 5, or 10. Listen, it gets to the point where we start to say, well, does anybody at all have any kind of science that we can look at and see? Well, when we come back, wait till you read what I'm going to... Oh, wait till you read. But that would be interesting if you were reading what I'm looking at. Okay, wait till I read to you about this, specifically in Collier County. What if they did a comparison to Collier County versus a place that had a mask mandate? Well, coming up, you're going to find out the comparisons and the science and data on the way.
I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455. Or find us online at bwboatclub.com. Or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business with the rip-off companies to become plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning companies all at the same time. The stories we hear about huge plumbing and electric work rip-offs go right along with the scams these firms tend to run with the AC side of their business. If your company is advertising AC, plumbing, and electric, it's very likely one of those scam artist telemarketing companies with the bait-and-switch cheap service call. If you need a plumber, hire a plumber. If you need an electrician, hire an electrician. If you need to throw money down a hole, pick one of those multi-trade firms, and they're more than willing to take your money. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. After an all-night series of votes on hundreds of Republican amendments, the Senate's passed a resolution that will allow Democrats to approve more coronavirus financial relief by a simple majority vote. The vote on the resolution was 51-50, with Vice President Harris breaking the tie. Virginia Democrat Mark Warner tells Fox,
I still would love to see a bipartisan package on this next relief effort. I think there was agreement on the COVID component. There is less agreement on the need for a large stimulus.
One of the successful amendments blocks the bill from hiking the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. The House votes to remove Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene from committee assignments for promoting conspiracy theories.
I was allowed to believe things that weren't true, and I would ask questions about them and talk about them. And that is absolutely what I regret.
America's listening to Fox News.
South towards Mohawk. We're still up to speed on both bridges if you're heading out of the Cape. However, there is slowing traffic on Southeast 24th Avenue heading north towards Hancock Bridge Parkway, and a southbound delay on Business 41 heading south to Pondella Road. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start, 77 degrees. Good amount of sunshine for your dry Friday. Few spotty showers possible on Saturday, but the best chance of rain for the weekend will be on Sunday. Areas of rain passing by with a high of 78. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Watching today.
To Politico, the biggest public transit system in America is facing ruin. Will Congress step in and save it? After the coronavirus hit, New York's Metropolitan Transit Authority got a $4 billion bailout from Washington. They blew through it. Now they're facing a $10 billion deficit. And they're worried the $3 billion the MTA gets from taxes won't come through because the tax base is gone. Now, all options are supposedly on the table. Massive increases in fares, slashing the workforce, which means war with the unions, slashing the operating budget, slashing service. Even if Governor Cuomo takes all these actions, there's still going to be billions in the hole. If New York mass transit fails, liberals fear it'll lead to an economic crisis in the entire Northeast. So New York politicians are begging the federal government for $32 billion to keep the transit authority going. The Democrats who run the House are happy to spend whatever Andrew Cuomo and Chuck Schumer ask for, but Republicans, not so much. Why should the Republicans intervene? Northeast liberals have spent every waking moment for the last 4 years trashing Trump, and now they come in hat in hand, begging for billions to save the city they are destroying. The proper response is to tell them to go pound sand at a landfill. Let them fix their problems themselves. They're going to have to save that city somehow, especially since their policies caused these problems.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wake up with Drew Steele.
There are laws that these private companies have to adhere to. Maybe I need to quote it exactly from Section 230. Obscene, lewd, lascivious, filthy, excessively violent, harassing. Do you understand that the laws already dictate that if that is there on the platform, that has to be removed, and they do remove that.
Weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No. You're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. We are live, and you can hear it, you can see it. Well, you can't see it, but you can hear everybody. Seed the Table, Oaks Farm. Seed the Table is where we are right now. We're broadcasting live. If you're watching DrewSteele.com, you can see us right now. There at the website, it's mobile friendly. That's the way we set it up for you so you could watch. Also, Facebook.com/DrewSteeleRadio. We appreciate you watching there as well for the time being. There's so much going on this morning. Representative Bob Rommel sometime this morning is going to stop by. Also, the great Julie Kelly. She is amazing. American Greatness. She writes for them, and AM Greatness is the website. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening here in some more detail. She has some interesting insights. And also about some of the things that are happening in D.C. How would you like it if perpetually from now on you all would be able to get monthly payments for your kids, like having kids, like monthly payments, like every month, in perpetuity. You got kids under 6, $350 a month payments. How about that? We'll add it all up. Everybody feel good about that? A little universal basic income. Everybody feeling well? No, there's not a lot of hands going up. People are like, what are you talking about? And we're going to get to that because Mitt Romney has proposed something that not too long ago was something that was very progressive and some would say very radical of an idea, this idea of a universal basic income, that everybody should have a set amount of money. And it's interesting how when you talk about universal basic income and how that conversation comes up, that when people say, well, doesn't that make sense if you would be able to help people and just have this money that you know is always going to be there? The problem is that with government, you can't have nice things. Because what ends up happening is somebody is going to take something like Mitt Romney's idea of giving single benefits that deliver monthly payments made to families with children under the age of 17. And that you would get $350 a month to families with a child under the age of 6, $250 a month to families with a child under the age of 17. In total, a family could receive up to $4,200 $4,200 per child under the age of 6, $3,000 per child. I can go on and on. The money is just, it's flowing. It's amazing that Washington, D.C. is so productive. The things that we buy each and every day from our federal government, Washington, D.C., the products, the government products are so incredible that it pays almost for itself, said nobody ever, because it's our money and it just keeps going. And what are we going to do? We're going to keep printing it. How does the scary part of this is, and this is not where I wanted to go at this moment in time, to be quite honest with you, but I'm a little riled up about it as I'm reading it, is this. This is the beginning of what some would want to make universal basic income, that you don't work, but you're going to get a check from the government. And some would say, well, what's wrong with that? There are a lot of people that could use that money. Could you imagine if you had a $4,200 a month check, what that would do to your life, how that would change your life? And then you say, well, there's a lot of things that we would be concerned about with that check. For example, maybe I would make the case that we would have a universal basic income, a flat, let's say $5,000 per person, period, end discussion. Everybody gets this universal basic income. But at the same time, being that you're going to get this money, you as a person, as a human being, as an American citizen, you are responsible yourself for that money, to budget that money properly. Well, wait a minute. So what are you suggesting? So I'm suggesting, okay, let's give everybody $5,000, but there are no welfare benefits at all, no social welfare at all, zero. There's nothing coming to you in the way of anything that comes from the federal government when it comes to social welfare. You've got the money, you have it here, you be responsible with that money. That may sound good in theory for a lot of people. Okay, well, let's do that. The problem is that you have the left in the country. I would say Democrats, but that may not even be fair, because there might be some Democrats who may not agree with this, because ultimately you're going to have a federal government that's going to say, well, wait a minute, you can't take away those benefits. We're going to have the money and the benefits. Well, wait a minute, Mitt Romney. Well, hold on a second. $350 a month, that is going to families, I think, up to $200,000. You may be seeing that. Well, hold on a second. There's somebody with $200,000 a year. If you're making that amount of money, do you really need to have that? You can't afford it. You're not budgeting on your own. Isn't that a little bit... isn't that wrong that you would be receiving that money? So we have to make sure that we proportion the number properly. And then you have to figure out, well, how much is that number? It's never going to be enough. And it's always going to be something that's going to be used as a wedge to get people to the polls, because they'll continue to increase that number, because every year after year, you'll have people that are suggesting that it's not enough and they're going to increase it. And you can't have nice things. We just can't. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but does that make sense? Does that, you can, if you applaud if you understand, and I hope, okay. Sorry, that was really weird. That was a Jeb Bush moment right there. I made my own Jeb Bush. Please clap. That was really, I apologize for that. That was wrong in so many ways. I'm sorry. All right, 239-479-5592. We're here live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. And, I was mentioning earlier about how people on the news were beside themselves yesterday. This is the news center of the universe right now as people are talking about this. How can this be? How can you have employees here? How can you have people who are here right now that are not masking up? This doesn't make any sense. This is dangerous. You are the dangerous individuals here. I might make the case that we're the liberty-loving individuals, and we've done our homework, and we've checked out the numbers, and when you check out the numbers, there's some interesting things that happen when you actually go to the science and the data. Okay, do I even bother to play some of the Shep audio again? No, I don't want to do that, because I was gonna play some Shep audio from yesterday, and then I was gonna remind everybody that this is the same Shepard Smith who not long ago was talking about a hurricane Category 4 coming up the coast of Florida, and said, what did he say?
See this? Melbourne, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky. And your kids die too.
I'm just suggesting that maybe we might not want to follow Shep's lead on a couple of things, because the hurricane's coming, and if you don't get it out of the way, you're all going to die. And so are your kids. I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm not making the kids suggestion because I really want you to be nervous and get out of there, because somehow in my cushy little office in New York, I know much more than you do on the ground with a Category 4. You see how ridiculous it is. So forgive me if I'm not following Shep's lead on this. I know I might be wrong, crazy. Okay, so what are we going to follow? We follow the science. Who's ready for some data and some numbers? Y'all ready for some mask mandate data and numbers? All right. All right, first of all, nobody... Is the camera work? I was looking for Mike Moody. I wanted him to show the people. I wanted him to see if the camera was working for everybody to see at truesteel.com. That's okay. All right, everybody do this for me. Put your hands together and rub them together because you're ready. All right, here we go. All right, so our good friend Jennifer Cabrera, and if you're following her on Twitter, you know she's amazing. You've probably heard her on the program a couple of times. She's with the Alachua Chronicle. She is somebody who understands the Constitution, understands liberty and freedom, and understands that there are numbers that you can look at and data points, and we want to gather as much points and data as we can to come up with the best decisions for you and your family, understanding that ultimately this is all about making the right decisions for you and your family. If you don't like what I'm about to read and what I'm about to say, hey, listen, you have the liberty and the freedom in this country to make your choice and make the best choice for your family. We understand that. But at the same time, we do have to point this out. So there was an individual who was putting together the numbers because everybody is clutching and they're scared and they're worried that you here are not wearing masks and their employees here at Seed to Table don't wear masks. And hold on a second, what about the spreading of the virus? You're the problem. Okay. So this is a thread from somebody that calls themselves I Am. And basically what they are people like Jennifer and others who collect data and look at the science and look at the numbers. A minute ago, we saw shocking video of a maskless grocery store in Naples in Collier County. I compared deaths there to Imperial County, California, with one of the earliest mask mandates in the country. Yeah, Imperial has done way worse. How much worse have they? That's like a joke. They've done way worse. Thank you. How much? Yeah, we got to coordinate. Can we get together after class and just kind of coordinate the joke telling? Okay. So if I could show you, I wish I had the camera in front of that's what we needed. If we had the camera, Mike Moody, I could put the camera on the screen. Basically, in Imperial County, California, the numbers right now are astronomical. They're going through the roof. Collier County basically looks like this, and Imperial County, California looks like this. It looks like an L. We are the bottom horizontal portion of the L, and Imperial, California is through the roof. That's the graph. I can't see the numbers because they're kind of small. We literally saw video evidence that mask compliance is extremely bad in Collier, so they must have had more cases, right? I mean, Imperial will fine you up to $1,000, charge a misdemeanor, and up to 90 days in jail if you don't comply. Well, guess what? Imperial is way worse there too. Video evidence about mask compliances and the people that have complied, and you see the numbers are all jacked up in California, and you got this little tiny bit, and of course it goes across this nice horizontal number. Now, you may be saying, well, we all assume Imperial is bigger and more dense because it's always why numbers are worse, right? Nope, Collier is 187 people per square mile and Imperial is 34 per square mile. Collier is more than 5 times the density of Imperial County. So that number doesn't work. You might also say, well, wait, Collier might have a younger population, right? I mean, that's a big influence on outcomes, right? Oh, wait, turns out that Collier's median age is 50.8. Imperial's is 32.4. Collier's median age is 57% higher than Imperial, and yet Imperial has done so much worse. 2 counties, one with early mandates when cases and deaths were very low, threatening their citizens with huge fines and literally jail time. The other county, this county, has people openly not complying. That county is older, 5 times the density, and the results are better. The data is there, everybody. Here's the problem, and it's very simple. There are individuals in this country who desire to see and find the truth. They do not want anything with this virus to come up as political, have no desire. Give us the numbers, give us the data. We're big boys and girls. We can handle it. So much so that we were willing a year ago to lock ourselves in closets and stay out of anything that had to do with people and individuals and stay locked up in our homes because we were convinced that what you were telling us was true until we find out that more and more evidence that comes out to the contrary. So why would you then? Why would you make it a point not to talk about the numbers specifically? Why would you be so shocked? So shocked when we are here at Seed to Table doing what we're doing here. And yet the numbers don't bear out your fear. Why would you do that? You know, there's another component to this that quite honestly stinks. I would use another word, but I see the kids are still here in the back, so I can't use that. I can't do it. I would use another word, but also my son's probably listening right now, and so thank you for getting up early. Make your bed. Okay, so anyway, here, this is the other part of it. I'm looking at a WebMD. You probably heard of WebMD, right? You've probably gone on there to be like a Google doctor. How many of you Google doctor? How many say I got a pain in my back and all of a sudden and you come up with the most worst horrible thing you can possibly imagine because you don't, here's a valuable lesson for everybody. Don't do it. Don't play Google doctor. Okay, there are real people that are real doctors that know what they're doing. Don't Google doctor because you're going to find out the craziest. I think my thumbnail is cracked. Holy cow, wait a minute, do I have? And then you don't do that. All right, after 10 months of masks, social distancing, virtual school, fear for vulnerable loved ones, this is from WebMD and loneliness. This is the news no one wanted to hear. The virus that causes COVID-19 has changed once again in ways that makes it more contagious. It's starting to sound ominous, right? Super strains. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about a strain from all different places. You got to be careful where you say the place is from. You want to make sure that you probably call it some fancy number, fancy name, because you don't want to call it a specific location, because if you do, then they might take you off of like the web or social media, like drewsteele.com if you're watching right now. Like if I were to say that the virus was, the China virus, that's it. I'm off the air. I'm gone. Nobody can see me anymore. It's gone. Okay. But they're talking about this one being from South Africa. Is that okay? Because they're bringing this up, South Africa. They brought it up from the UK. And they've talked about a UK strain. So they seem to bring up all those other locations without a problem. But when we talked about the China virus, that's a bad thing. Sorry, I did it again. Am I still on right now? Okay. Just wanted to check. Here's the thing. You scroll down in this article and you find out some things that are interesting about this. While that may seem reassuring, okay, wait, let me say this. The strains are about 50% more contagious, widely circulating, but they don't seem to be more fatal. Now, you don't read that unless you get past maybe the first 5 or 6 paragraphs. You come to find out that these strains may be more contagious, but they're not more lethal. Okay, that's number one. Number two, how long do super strains go on? How long does a flu virus go on? Well, you hate to say it, but a flu virus doesn't go away, does it? It's just that there's going to be a COVID-21. There's going to be a COVID-22. It just seems like it's going to continue. So the big question becomes, if we're going to hear about strains, and we're going to hear about different strains coming from different places, and we're going to hear about a COVID-19 that's morphing into a COVID-21 that's going to be in a COVID-22, this doesn't end. This cycle doesn't stop. It has to stop sooner or later. So how does it stop? Do we all mask up? Is that what we do? Do we put on 10 layers of masks? Do we all get back in our homes? Is that what we're going to do? The point I'm trying to make is this. Ultimately, we are all big boys and girls, and we can all handle the information and the science and the data, and we'll take it where it leads us. And right now, it's not leading us to a very bad place. It's just the numbers. If you're listening to me right now, and all my liberal friends that constantly email me, I get your emails, I love them. I don't really love them, because some of the things you say are pretty vile. But besides the vile part, I'm glad that you're reaching out. For all of you that get frustrated when I say these things, do some homework. If you don't believe me, look at the numbers and the science. Find out what's going on in Collier County. Find out what's happening around the country. Do your own work, and you'll see what's going on. And the point is this. Sooner or later, you're going to have to decide when we're going to get off this roller coaster, or do we? And there are individuals, and I'm worried about this, and I'm sure you are as well, where there are individuals who, quite frankly, love the power. They love this. They think that the idea that they can all get together on a board and sit at a big table and say, oh, you can't leave your house. Listen, you guys stay home. I got a vacation in Acapulco I'm going to be taking. I don't know if people still go there, but I'm going to go there and, right, the for thee and not for me crowd. Not that we've seen that before. Has anybody seen that? Has anybody seen? Doesn't happen, right? You don't see that. You see it. So sooner or later, we have to get off this roller coaster. And all I'm asking is that if the science and data bears it out, that there's a way out, that has to do with the most radical of ideas. Let's see it. In the meantime, hold on, everybody take a big breath. Breathing in the liberty and the freedom here at Seed to Table in Naples, Oaks Farm. Thank you very much. Mike Moody works with us at the station, and he's looking at me right now, and he's like, I'm just laughing because Am I'm not causing trouble, right? Am I instigating? I'm not asking for people to show up later and say hi to us. Okay, yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, I am. All right, anyway, we got to take a break. We are live here from Oaks Farm Seat to Table. Come have breakfast, enjoy. There is no better place to be, I will say it, in Southwest Florida. I absolutely, positively love this place. And Alfie is amazing. And come down, have breakfast, have a cup of coffee. And let's take a break. Jake, I think this is a good time. Let's take a break. All right, when we come back, let's see what else we're going to talk about. Would it be weird if a bank, without your knowledge or consent, was sharing private info with the federal government? Wait till you find out why, coming up.
Fox News.
Hey, Dave, what's going on with your sink? It's full of water.
Really slow to drain.
You tried all the...
Yes, I've tried all the...
Just asking.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
So maybe...
Now the downstairs sink is slow, too. I don't dare flush the toilet.
Dave?
What's the point of having running water if it doesn't run out again?
Dave...
I might as well give up on indoor plumbing completely, build an outhouse, and haul water up from the river in a bucket!
Dave! So, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and gets the water moving again, and things go back to normal.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 plumbing trucks standing by, waiting for last-minute calls.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't need to build an outhouse?
It's a little chilly this time of year.
When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor plumbing is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, only when it's working.
Oh, man.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455. Or find us online at bwboatclub.com or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
92.5 Fox News. Right in our social justice belief. Right with our fiscal responsibility. Right to be patriotic and to love our country. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. more delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It took all night in the Senate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This first big step to putting our country back on the road to recovery.
Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer after 5 a.m. as they move Corona financial aid forward. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, Republicans filed hundreds of amendments in a marathon vote-a-rama ahead of the final vote. Most of them didn't pass, but one that did nixes a $15 minimum wage increase. GOP Senator Joni Ernst argued the hike would be
devastating for our hardest hit small businesses at a time when they can least afford it.
The passage of the budget resolution paves the way for a simple majority vote to pass President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan. Just like she did this morning on the budget resolution, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to cast a tie-breaking vote on the stimulus in the evenly divided Senate. Dave?
Rachel, another big number in coronavirus deaths across America, topping 5,000 in a day for the first time yesterday. The FDA will now consider a third version of COVID vaccine submitted for approval.
Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is only one dose, but the convenience comes with a trade-off. The vaccine is 66% effective, while the two-dose versions from Moderna and Pfizer have success rates of 94.1% and 95% respectively.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. Next hour, an update on the job market. Expected to show up to 100,000 people might have been hired last month. And later, President Biden will make a statement on the economy that after pronouncing a shifting away from Trump's America First agenda.
America is back. Diplomacy is back at the center of our foreign policy.
In the House, Democrats voted to remove a Republican from committees, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says she no longer believes the conspiracies and QAnon theories she touted in the past and did not say any of them when running for Congress in Georgia. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Slowdowns in the Cape on Mohawk Parkway heading eastbound to Skyline. Also a delay on Pelican heading south towards Mohawk. We're still up to speed on both bridges if you're heading out of the Cape. However, there is slowing traffic on Southeast 24th Avenue heading north towards Hancock Bridge Parkway and a southbound delay on Business 41 heading south to Pondella Road. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, after the chilly start, a nice afternoon with sunshine, few passing clouds, and dry weather with a high temperature of 77. 81 on Saturday with a chance for some occasional passing rain, nothing widespread. Best chance of rain with a high of 78 is going to be on Sunday. I do expect areas of rain to pass by. Please plan accordingly, especially during the morning and into the afternoon. And then another chance of rain as we highlight Monday, as temperatures will be reaching the lower 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455, or find us online at bwboatclub.com or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
Has the relationship with your financial advisor changed? It was great at first, but now you never hear from them unless they've got something to sell, or once you learn about conflicts of interest, excessive fees, or a lack of resources. Annex Wealth Management is different. We provide comprehensive investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning using our team built to serve. We're experienced, we're local, we're ready, and most importantly, we're a fee-only fiduciary. Meet the challenges this year with a partner acting in your best interest. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Yeah, you heard right. Rockstar Harley is willing to finance. Come down to Rockstar Harley's WTF pre-owned sales event this week. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. We must sell 50 pre-owned bikes by this Sunday at Rockstar Harley. Willing to finance 10 event ends this Sunday.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. We are so glad you are here, and we're so glad you're joining us live. We are at Oaks Farm Seed to Table here in Naples at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road, and we are so happy to be here today on a day where it seems like this establishment is ground zero in the news when it comes to what's going on with masks and mask mandates, and people are shocked and surprised. How dare you come? Yeah, well, we've already been through the numbers. Maybe we'll revisit that again. Julie Kelly from American Greatness, AM Greatness, is going to join us this morning, and we're going to get into some details. I wonder if there's something going on behind the scenes. Not here, but maybe someplace else. Maybe some individuals that have no problem with people, I don't know, saying a few things that may not be all the truth about what's going on here in this establishment. And it's a long story. But suffice to say, you're going to want to stick around whether you're here live or whether you're listening or watching drewsteele.com. You can see us here live. You can check us out at the website. It's mobile friendly. That's the way we set it up. And also, if you go to facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio, listen, for the time being, we're there. YouTube, we're also there as well. For the time being, we're there. I don't know if I mention certain things. Wow, look at that. The lights just kind of, I don't know. Did somebody just lean on my lights? But that's okay. No worries. We're all good. What's I can see everybody. That's all that matters. All right, no worries. All right, so let's see what we're going to get to this morning. A couple of topics. You know, I brought this up. There's a reason why we are always concerned about politicians who are willing to fight back, willing to politically fight back, because there's an establishment out there that is not only the left in this country, but it's also certain. I don't know, the spotlight went out, but that's okay. So, yeah, could you put that on? That would be great. I don't. Did I seem like I didn't want to? It's those two. Oh, all right. Listen, this is the kind of thing that happens when you're doing live radio on location. It's inside base. There you go. Inside. Hey. Now I'm just digging for cheap applause. Can you tell? It's just now at this point, it's just getting ridiculous. What we're about to talk about right now is the reason why we send people to Washington, and we want people like the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, who are fighters, who understand what it means politically to fight back against an establishment that has no interest in you. The only interest that they have is in their own well-being, is in their own wealth, is in their own power. Time and time again, we see this, and I can give you examples. So when I throw this out, it's not hyperbolic. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm just trying to be honest, that they have no interest. Why do you think, for example, that we have companies right now who are seemingly doing things like $15 an hour minimum wage, and all the big companies want to do it? I mean, we've been through this. I think that's something that people have been talking about with minimum wage, and they look at big businesses, and you see these companies that come along, and they're saying places like Amazon and the like. Now, all of a sudden, they love the idea of a $15 minimum hour wage, and you have Democrats that are like, this sounds good to me. We have to have a $15 minimum wage. We got to make this federal. We got to go all out. Do you see the paradigm shift that's happening right now? And I know you all know this. The shift that's happening between the people that we are told are the ones that care about the little guy and what actually is reality, which is Democrats, liberals, joining with big corporations to destroy small businesses. That's what a $15 minimum wage is going to do. It's going to destroy small business. Of course, a place like Amazon loves the idea of a $15 minimum hour wage because they know that they can handle it. They can afford it. A small business has margin. If you're somebody who has a small business, you understand what that means. And there's not a whole lot of it when it comes to your profits. And they know this. And what ends up happening is you have a large corporation that comes along that ends up saying, yeah, we're going to pay a $15 minimum hour wage like an Amazon, who has vendors that are small businesses that are creating for them that all of a sudden can't stay in business. And what does Amazon say? Hey, I got an idea. How about we just take your business over? Now all of a sudden we don't have any competition. We own it. And that's the fear and the things that are happening when it comes to these mandatory 15-hour minimum wage deals that are going on right now. It's the destruction of small business. It's bad. But it's a paradigm shift because we're told that the left in this country are the ones that fight for the little guys. And they're not fighting for the little guys. And we need people that understand that and who is fighting and who is not and the things that have to be fought against. For example, if we're talking about, and earlier in the show when I was bringing up free speech, and I was bringing up the idea that here at Seed to Table Oaks Farms, we are breathing the sweet air of liberty and freedom in this place each and every time we come here. It drives people crazy, especially when I just told you about the COVID numbers here in Collier County and what is not, the reality versus the myth and the hyperbolic statements that are made by people that would have you believe that what you see is not real. Like it's an absolute disaster. You can't even walk around Collier County. The minute you see somebody walking by, if you can smell their cologne, you've got COVID. It's in the air. It's just that's not happening at all. But there are individuals, there are companies that are very interested in limiting the way you speak, limiting where you can go, and as a matter of fact, don't like the fact that you voted for the former president of the United States and are willing to take extraordinary steps to see to it that something like that never happens again. What am I talking about? Bank of America is without the knowledge of or consent of customers is sharing private info with the federal government. Tucker Carlson blew this thing wide open the other day. I don't know if you had a chance to see this on Tucker and what he was talking about and what they're doing specifically. Listen, what this all is all about is to find you as somebody who may have voted for the president, as a business who may have said a few things positively about the former president, and now they want to make it so that they can send the information, your information, to the feds to make this suggestion that if you're one of the customers that happens to be here at Bank of America, or maybe this is happening in other places, and that you may have supported the president. Well, clearly then you are somebody who loves inciting riots. You're somebody who believes in a coup. You're somebody who's dangerous. And we have to give this information over to the feds to do what? It's outrageous. Without the knowledge or consent, doing this effectively is acting as an intelligence agency. They're not telling you about it. In the days after January 6th riot, this is from Tucker Carlson, at the Capitol building, Bank of America went, what does it say here? Okay, in the days after the 6th, Bank of America went through its own customers' financial and transaction records, private records of Americans who had committed no crime, people who, as far as we know, had absolutely nothing to do with what happened on the 6th, and yet they were giving over the information to the federal government, searching databases, looking for people who fit a specific profile. And what was the profile? Customers confirmed as transacting either through bank accounts, debit card, or credit card purchases in D.C. between the 5th and the 6th. Purchases made for hotels, Airbnbs, RSVPs in Washington, Virginia, Maryland after January 6th. Any purchase of weapons, or at a weapons-related merchant between January 7th and their upcoming suspected stay in the D.C. area. So what you notice about all of this is that it's very broad, is that they're looking at specific individuals, and who are they looking at? They're looking at you, people who went to the Capitol peacefully, just like the president said, peacefully, going to the Capitol peacefully. The words peacefully came out of his mouth. How in the world do you think a Senate trial is going to go down with senators who are going to try to make the case that the president's words were inciting violence when there's nothing that came out of his mouth that even suggested anything like that? It's utterly ridiculous. But the fact is you have to have people on the ground who understand this and are willing to fight. Here's something that I thought was really good to hear. Matt Gaetz. How many of you know Matt Gaetz, representative of the state of Florida? See if you can hear this. Matt Gaetz was being asked the other day on Hannity about certain things that are happening in the federal government and the issues that he is seeing. And he said this here.
Tomorrow they are going to take the unprecedented action of substituting the will of Washington for the will of people in this country. And when we get the majority back, we better apply the same standards. So often I see the Democrats actually fight to win and Republicans are playing some patty cake game. I certainly hope that's not the case, that we point out the hypocrisy and the double standard, because it is eating away at our voters and the country.
And how right he is. You can applaud that. Come on, Seed the Table. Don't be afraid to applaud. Don't be afraid to yell at me. Just don't throw anything. Yeah, don't throw anything at me unless it's like a croissant. If you want to throw a croissant at Seed the Table at me, you have my permission. I don't know if is that okay with, can I have a croissant thrown at me during the show? Is that okay? Okay. Don't throw a croissant at me. Although if my son was here, he would encourage it, but make your bed. Okay, so fighting in Washington, D.C. politically, not letting the left do what they have done time and time again. And this is the critical point before we go to break. How many times have you witnessed the Democrats in unison, like lemmings, just no matter what cliff is there, they're all going over together? Okay, maybe a cliff is a bad way to put it. I feel like when it comes to the country and Democrats together, let's just say this. They're always unified, and they do some of the most outrageous things against the American people and against Republicans and get away with it. And what do Republicans do? They never fight that way. They never want to fight politically. What I am suggesting is, just like Matt Gaetz is talking about, the problem becomes when you have a unified party that no matter what happens, they see the end. And the means doesn't matter. The end is what counts. It's about progressive policies that will be pushed, and they will do whatever they have to do, and they stay together. It's about time that Republicans did the same exact thing. You stay together. You stay unified. Now, here's another thing that's going to be controversial. This might be controversial to some here. Well, maybe not to some here. I'm going to say something that for my Republican friends that listen and are watching right now at drewsteele.com, this might be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I said it the other day, so I don't mind saying it again. You have to make a decision now, because there are people that are trying to push away from Donald Trump, former president of the United States, and suggesting that we need to step away from the Trump time, the Trump era, and start to get the Republican Party going in what direction, I ask? The direction that it was in the past? You mean the mealy stuff that was going on, the Mitt Romney mealy, the kind of thing that nobody wants to fight back and nobody wants to be unified? We're going to be unified against an establishment that always gets steamrolled. So if your suggestion is we have to get away from the former president of the United States because for some reason you're so upset about the way he tweets, or you're so upset about the way he talks, or fill in the blank about what you think about him personally, are you really ready to step away from a former president whose policies benefited you beyond belief, ways that we haven't seen in years and years? You're ready to step away from policy? Are you really ready to go back to the establishment and step away from? And the answer, as you all know, is no. The answer is we have to stay together. You have to stay unified. And the unifying thing is to understand what policies worked, what ones need to be tweaked, because not everything is perfect. Now let's be honest, and let's make sure we all understand something. In the world today, the way things are, we have no golden calves. There are no golden calves that exist on this planet. Please don't do that. What we do is we understand what policies work. We understand what issues are the ones that are worthy to fight for. And then we find what works and we go for it. Unified. That's what we do. And we can do that. And we have to stop being steamrolled by the Democrats. How was that? Was that good? Are we okay? We're all on the same page? Don't get me, I'll put this hat on. Don't get me started. I will ruin my perfectly good hair right now and put this, that was really weird. I don't know why I said that. I gotta give hats away. We gotta give some stuff. Y'all want some hats? Would you like some stuff? We have some stuff. Here I'm volunteering some station swag, and I don't even know if we have any. I'm looking at John Cassio, program director, in the back over there, and he's like, what are you doing, buddy? I only brought the hats on the table. No, it's okay. Anyway, all right, let's take a break. And when we come back, other things to discuss, including some of the media frenzy behind where we are right now. Seed to Table, Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, an amazing place with incredible people that come here and come here often. And if you've been here anytime during the day, you know how hard it is to find a parking spot. You know people love this place, and there's a reason why we love it so much. So we're going to get into some of the details of why we love Seed to Table so much here at Immokalee and Livingston, the corner there in Naples. Come visit. We're here until 9 o'clock, broadcasting live. Grab a coffee, grab breakfast. And, man, we got a lot of things to bring up. We'll talk more here about all of these issues. And Bob Rommel coming in, Julie Kelly as well. And let's find out what's going on with traffic right now. Up to the minute, here's Sabrina Katz.
Looking at my traffic cams, the Midpoint Bridge is not a place to be if you want to head into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge. There's also a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and River Road. Southbound delays on River Road and southbound delays on Business 41 heading to Pondella. If you're in Lehigh Acres, the delay is on 23rd, heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery. Stick to Lee Boulevard if you want the alternate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News. Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start, 77 degrees. Good amount of sunshine for your dry Friday. Few spotty showers possible on Saturday, but the best chance of rain for the weekend will be on Sunday. Areas of rain passing by with a high of 78. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured and available, and 100% satisfaction is always guaranteed. Their employees are great. No contractors. They have all their employees there, and they are always professional, on time, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. So if you're looking for your next Liberty safe, you want to go to A Locksmith. They have two Naples showroom, one in North Naples, across from Mercado, and one in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on US 41. Or if you want to find out more, visit alocksmithnaples.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances, have we got a deal for you?
I was asked the other day if I could explain romance. Hi, it's Joseph Edison. I pondered that for a few moments. Wow, I'm not sure. Romance, it's a mystery, like the deep blue sea. Romance is when somebody makes more time to spend with their sweetie, and we help people do that. Closet Factory's master designers can make time for more date nights, and better organization clears the mind, giving you and your sweetie time to better concentrate on each other. Romance.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table in Naples at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. And I hope you'll stop by and join us for a cup of coffee, grab some breakfast on the way out. We are so humbled and grateful that you all are here right now and joining us. I cannot tell you what it means. It really is awesome that you have choosing to start your day with us. So thank you for that. Certainly a lot to get to this morning. I believe Representative Bob Rommel is going to be here in just a little bit. Julie Kelly, the great Julie Kelly, is going to join us from American Greatness, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what's been happening here with the news cycle and what seems to be lately, just in the past 24 hours, the news center of the country. So we're going to get to that coming up in just a bit. And looking at some of the other headlines that are out there. You know, John Cassio dropped me this message last night that there seems to be a city that got ahead of us. Did you? Okay. PJ Media had this story about a city. Is it Frostproof? It's Frostproof. So Frostproof, to their credit, is the vice mayor and city council announced a proclamation that they brought forward during a city council meeting on Monday evening. And here's what the proclamation is. You ready for this? Great to be in the city of Frostproof, Florida tonight to speak in favor of a proclamation declaring this week Donald Trump Week in Frostproof. How about that? They have an amendment right now that is going to be there in Tallahassee to rename the 481-mile-long Highway 27 President Donald J. Trump Highway. As you could imagine, some heads watch, like the liberal heads are just the fact that I'm even mentioning it right now. The mention of a Donald J. Trump Highway. There they go. They're all over town. But I would like to try to figure out how we can kind of roll into that here locally. I wonder if there are some things that we could do. I mean, obviously we had Trump County, the idea of Trump County, if you all remember, you do remember. Some people have not forgot that, changing the name of Lee County to Trump County. I mean, if there are individuals that want to change the name of the county, all right, let's change the name of the county. You know, if you're worried about it being PC, all right, well, I got an idea. Well, here's the thing. I also believe that if cities don't do this, and I hear the break music coming up, but if cities don't do this, nobody federally is going to want to recognize the president. We got to keep doing this. I like this. We'll keep it up. All right, we'll talk about that more. I believe Bob Rommel's coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It took all night to get through a series of Republican amendments, some successful, but the Senate's passed a resolution allowing for more coronavirus financial relief to be passed with a simple majority vote. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We cannot underscore enough how much help the America needs during this awful crisis.
Florida Republican Rick Scott tells Fox,
they have no interest in talking to Republicans. The Democrats have no interest.
Votes on those amendments went for 15 hours until around 5:30 in the morning Eastern Time. 11 House Republicans joined Democrats in voting to remove Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene from committee assignments for promoting conspiracy theories and political violence.
These were words of the past, and these things do not represent me. They do not represent my district.
She's only been in Congress for a month, assigned to the Education and Budget Committees. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Looking at my traffic cams, the Midpoint Bridge is not a place to be if you want to head into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge. There's also a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and River Road, southbound delays on River Road, and southbound delays on Business 41 heading to Pondella. If you're in Lehigh Acres, the delay is on 23rd, heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery. Stick to Lee Boulevard if you want the alternate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News. Next.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, after the chilly start, a nice afternoon with sunshine, few passing clouds, and dry weather with a high temperature of 77. 81 on Saturday with a chance for some occasional passing rain, nothing widespread. Best chance of rain with a high of 78 is going to be on Sunday. I do expect areas of rain to pass by. Please plan accordingly, especially during the morning and into the afternoon. And then another chance of rain as we highlight Monday, as temperatures will be reaching the lower 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
When you get down to the times when you can agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Most people are coming in because they have a problem, and they have all kinds of hopes and aspirations and things they want to do. And they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. I'm ready to dive in there and help them find a solution to their problem.
You're listening to Beth, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
So this woman walks in. She's literally got tears coming out of her eyes. I'm going to Turkey. I'm going to be walking and walking and walking. I've wanted to go there my entire life. I can't walk, and I don't know what to do, so help me. And I helped her.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
She called me and told me what a wonderful time she had on her trip, was virtually pain-free, that I had literally saved her life. I'm gonna cry. You just can't replace that.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Not 10.
not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Valentine's Day is a celebration of love and affection, and this is where the Diamond District shines. Visit Jason and Todd through Valentine's Day for 27% off all diamond stud earrings, diamond heart pendants starting at only $399, and the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
Today, your energy is not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. At FPL, we work each day to drive efficiency up and costs down, to help keep your bills among the lowest in the nation, lower than many states, including New York, Michigan, and California. That's America's best energy value working for you. See how our bill compares. Go to fpl.com/value.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live on drewsteele.com, the website. You can go there right now and you can watch this very program each and every day as we are live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table. And I know everybody can hear me. If you can make some noise out there. Look, you can even see. Let's see. Can you see everybody on the screen? There they are. All right. We got a whole crowd here joining us this morning. And we are so happy to have State Representative Bob Brommel sitting next to me. Here he is. Say hi to Bob Brommel, everybody.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You know what's great? I can actually see everybody's face that took their own responsibility to wear a mask and not wear a mask. And you know what? I can see everybody's face.
It's a nice thing. It's a big difference when you see people's faces and then when you see, the problem is that we're just not wearing enough. You ever see those memes that were There's I saw a meme yesterday that said you got a 6 feet distance from people with 6 feet worth of masks off your face. That's how you do it. Soon we're going to have. Let's hope not.
We're getting a lot of visitors from New York and New Jersey coming down because their states are locked down. Tight as 2 coats of paint, and you see them driving in their car with masks and shields, and they're by themselves, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. You ever see people doing that? You ever wonder why somebody is in a car by themselves wearing a mask? You kind of hope, you cross your fingers and just hope that they're doing that because they forgot, because you get so used to having it on, and then you come to realize that there are probably people that are, I don't know. Hey, listen, we certainly can talk about, and maybe we might want to even touch on it this morning, about the concerns that I have. Maybe others don't, but as you brought up, a lot of people visiting, people from New York and New Jersey, in places that don't have the same situation that we have, certainly do not have the same situation as Seed to Table does right now. Oaks Farm, which is amazing, breathing in the air of liberty and freedom each and every day right here, and how people make themselves crazy over that. And I even gave some of the numbers on Collier County as compared to other places that have mask mandates, and it's quite shocking when you see the numbers and see the graphs and understand that what they're telling you is happening is not, especially when it comes to the science and data. But when you get to people who are visiting, I'll tell you, my concern has been in the past that I want to make sure that we understand that we love having people here visiting. We certainly love that people move to the state of Florida. But we also want to make sure and respectfully want to make sure when we mention this that we would like them to keep their politics home. Now, that becomes something that people say, and how dare you say that? That's so hyperbolic, you're causing trouble. No, it's because we are seeing in other states evidence, like Georgia, to show that people who come in from other states are not leaving their politics home. That they don't. If they're lifelong Democrats, when you move to another state and you go to a state that is a red state, you can't bank on the fact that they're leaving that state because they want to go to the red policies of the state that they're moving to. Have you talked to people about that? Is that something you're concerned about?
Drew, I am concerned about that, especially in 2022. We have a governor's election coming up, and Governor DeSantis only won by 32,000 votes against somebody that had a drug problem and different lifestyle than most of us. We have to be careful, and we want to invite those folks, and they're all leaving because of bad policies. They're leaving because of high taxes. They're leaving because government has had this draconian effect affecting their life, and yet when they come here, the first thing they do is complain about, oh my God, I couldn't get on the website to get my vaccination. Oh my God, how come I can't get the vaccination? I'm not a resident, but I should be able to get it because I'm a taxpayer. And we just have to be careful. We have to be careful. We have to understand that, we're a state that the governor did not have these draconian measures to lock people out. He said, you know what? People are smart enough to make their own decisions. They'll know if they want to wear a mask. They want to know if they want to wash their hands more. If they feel really unsafe, they can stay home. But he hasn't demanded it from anybody. He just says, you know what? Do what's best for you. You know what? And Florida has one of the lowest infection rates in the nation. We have one of the lowest death rates in the nation. And some of the fastest recoveries. And even the vaccination, some people are complaining, and I know they're frustrated. But when we announce we have 10,000 doses, well, somehow we get 60,000 or 70,000 people log onto the website at one time. But our state's open. Our people are healthy, and we've done a much better job than New York especially. I was up in New York a couple months ago, and they were praising Cuomo. I think they gave him some award, the King of New York or something.
They gave him the King of New York award?
I
got that about 10 years ago. That's weird. They give that out often to just anybody, don't they?
And I'm not blaming all those deaths on him in those nursing homes when he's, transported all those sick people from the hospital into nursing homes. But on the same news channel, they were destroying Governor DeSantis up there. Like, Governor DeSantis is not requiring people to wear masks, and people are dying. And people are looking like, oh my God, how is it living in Florida where people are dying? And then I said, well, you know what? I have a friend that has a supermarket right here, seat to table, and he's been open for about a year now. And he said, people, if you want to wear a mask, don't, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear one, and most people don't. And you want to know what's funny? In this room right now, I see people here that were here from the beginning, and you're not dead.
Well, there's that. Yeah. No, that's... Look, there's no doubt that when we talk about even the issues of COVID, that we're in an election year. Everybody understands that 2022 started yesterday. I brought this up on a couple of different occasions the last time we were together and we were talking to a group. I brought this up, that 2022 has begun. It is underway and it's in full effect right now. And the one thing that the left would love to do, especially nationally, is to ding and damage this governor, knowing full well what he's been able to accomplish here in this state, knowing that 2024... Look, it depends on who's going to be running. It depends on who's going to be out there. But there are people that would like to see the name DeSantis popping up on people's minds and lips, possibly for 2024 for good reason. But that there are going to be individuals that are going to try their best to make us look bad in the state. But when you look at the numbers and you realize that the numbers don't lie, the numbers that we're supposed to trust, and they're out there for anybody to see. But there's other things that I wanted to discuss with you. Representative Bob Rommel is joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We are live here at Oaks Farm Seat to Table. If you're watching on drewsteele.com on the website, you're watching us right now here. You see Bob, you see the places. I got to move the camera around so you can see everybody out there watching as well. And we appreciate so many stopping by. That there's a House bill that I wanted you to talk about, HB 1. And this was something that we talked about, the two of us, weeks ago. And I want you to explain to everybody who doesn't know what HB1 is and why it's important that they pay attention, especially to a lot of the bills that are making their way through committee. I know we're all busy, but it's something that we've got to keep an eye on, a lot of these bills. Talk about what HB1 is.
Drew, great. Well, HB1 is pretty simple. It protects citizens, private property, and law enforcement officials against people that riot. Very, very simple. And unfortunately, the left is calling it a racial divide bill. And I'm not sure why it's a racial divide bill, but it's basically if you are in a riot and you cause bodily harm, you cause property damage, you attack a police officer, or you cause the potential harm by stopping traffic on a road, you will be immediately arrested. You'll spend at least one night in jail while a judge can see you in the morning, because in other states, they don't even arrest you. They give you a ticket until you go on, and then you go back to the riot. And, you can get, time in jail, real time in jail for creating a riot. So the left is saying, no, this is a racial divide bill. This will give police officers more, options for killing innocent people, and you're going to squelch free speech. The left is saying that we're going to have a bill that will squelch free speech and deter protesters. When 3 years ago, I ran a bill on free speech, protecting free speech on college campuses, because our college campuses were telling students where they could speak, when they could speak, and what they could speak about. And it was the toughest bill I ever had to run. And it was a total partisan bill. Not one Democrat voted for the bill. And now they're using the exact opposite on this bill, saying, wait, if we're going to protect police officers, I mean, we've seen it around the nation, whether it's Portland, Georgia, Washington, police officers are getting spit in the face, they're getting thrown with bottles, Molotov cocktails thrown at them, and nothing can happen. In Portland, they took over a police department, not one person arrested. They're stopping people from operating their businesses. People are afraid of these people, and you know what? I'm all for free speech. I'm all for peaceful protest. And I mean, if we had a group of people from the left here and the people from the right here, I think we could do it civilly. But the second they take away somebody else's rights, we need to step in with the full authority of law enforcement. And that's what the bill does.
What do you think about that, everybody? And I think that goes back to something that I was talking about earlier as well, which is the fact that sooner or later we're going to have representatives that are going to be willing politically to fight back against some of what has been the steamrolling of Democrats over Republicans. When Julie Kelly is here in just a little bit, I'm going to want to talk to her about this as well, because she made some great points. That is the undoing of the Republican Party. The undoing of the party is the fact that they don't bring up issues like this. They don't want to fight politically on issues like this, and they're willing to acquiesce. And I never understood why. Like, why is it that they're not willing to fight? And if they don't politically, if we don't stand up, especially for things that are clearly unconstitutional, that we see more and more, that we've got problems.
I wish I could tell you, but unfortunately, for some people, well, they don't really have principles. It's about politics. So, politics are sometimes what's popular or unpopular during that moment in time. And for some elected officials that live in especially tight districts where they're afraid about getting reelected, it's about politics and not policy. They're afraid they're not going to get reelected. Matter of fact, this year I chair regulatory reform, and there's some free market principle bills that are coming up, and there's a couple of Republicans like, well, Chair Rommel, I don't think I could be with you on this because, I'm going to get some heat back home. And I said, well, it's either you believe in free market principles or you don't, but that's really what it is. But the Democrats, once they get their marching orders, and theirs is not free market principles, theirs is not the Constitution. Theirs is about, hey, whose wealth can we redistribute? Whose freedoms can we take away? And you know what? They stick together like glue. It's truly amazing. In this last night at 5 a.m., they passed that $1.9 trillion stimulus package. You know, Drew, I noticed in that stimulus package, they're going to have $350 billion to reopen schools. Florida, our schools have been open for months, and 90% of our kids are back to school. So I don't know what we need it for, but
yeah, well, that's and you know, there are people that make the arguments that if teachers aren't working, boy, they're getting paid. Boy, they get to they continue to have that money, and they don't want to go. But is it the teachers or is it the unions? It's the unions that are doing this. The unions are making this decision. And, you know, ultimately, is it about the kids or is it about, you know, your whatever it is that unions continue to fight for, which apparently, if they're concerned about the kids, they'd want them back in school. All the evidence is suggesting, and all the science, you know, the things that we're supposed to follow, tells you specifically what is and isn't when it comes to kids and not being super spreaders and the amount of cases and what happens when they do get COVID, as opposed to the rhetoric that they want you to believe. You know, and to your point, when you brought up about what Democrats and the left and kind of and fighting back against the left comes in different ways. And here's one way, and I want you to listen to this, and I don't know if you heard this. Matt Gaetz, did you hear Matt Gaetz yesterday when he was opening up? They had a committee that they were opening up and excited to get together. And so here's Matt Gaetz in a committee, and Democrats and Republicans all together. And I want you to listen to this. This is when I say the little things that you want to call attention to. Here's an example of the little things. Listen to this.
And I want to extend a welcome to the new committee members. I'm grateful to be back on this august committee, and I understand and appreciate the significance and importance of the work that we do. And I just think it would be nice if, in the spirit of national unity and national pride, which I know we all aspire to do to a greater extent, that at the beginning of each meeting, the chair or one of the designees of the chair would have the opportunity to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We're all aware that in these times, it's important for the country to see members of Congress working together on some things. And while I know that we can deal with divisive issues in the committee, it would be my hope that we could start every committee with a great unifying patriotic moment.
Okay, great patriotic moment. What do you say we start with the Pledge of Allegiance? And you want to hear what the answer is? Listen to the answer.
I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. I recognize myself to speak in opposition to the amendment. It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, everybody, in opposing the amendment. And who was that was saying that? Oh, gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Who was that, Cassio? Who was that said that? It was, no, it wasn't Schiff. It was Nadler. It was Jerry Nadler. That's right.
He probably doesn't know the words.
But, well, yeah. Do we have Bob Problem, everybody. No, yeah, it's right. I guess. Do we have a sheet? Can everybody get a sheet to read?
You know, you're talking about unity there, and you know, so Joe Biden, when he got elected, or even before he got elected, he said we're going to bring the country back and we're going to unify the country. And if this is unity, the first thing that he wanted to talk about are boys being able to play in girls' sports in high school. That's unity. I mean, I feel bad for anybody that has that situation. But if I had a daughter or a niece and she was on a team and looking for a scholarship, and then LeBron James shows up on that same team, I'd probably be pissed.
Well, that's one way of putting it. But the kids, Bob, the kids.
I know, but you know they.
Don't worry. I understand, and they do as well. Was there one more House bill that you wanted to mention that people should remember?
Yeah, we do have another bill. The bill hasn't been completely written, but the governor actually did a press conference a couple days ago, and we've seen some political figures, their social media platforms being removed. I think there's one guy. What's that guy's? Pretty popular. His Twitter was down. His Facebook was down. Who's that guy's name?
Which one are we talking about? You talking about Dan Bongino? Who are you talking about?
No, they elected the guy that was elected. He just left office. Pretty popular.
Oh, no, we can't mention his name here, can we? The former president of the United States, Donald Trump.
That's right. Yeah, Donald Trump. Well, again, these are private companies. And they have the rights to do what they want based on their user agreement that the person using it clicked that was, 14,000 pages, and somehow you read it in 12 seconds. And but the governor said, you know what? If you're going to take down President Donald Trump's website or any other candidate or elected official's website, well, we need to see the rules that apply equally to every single user of that platform. And if you take it down just because you don't like their message, you don't like their person, we're going to fine you $100,000, and we're going to have the power to the Attorney General to come after you, too. And then also, if you decide to take them down because that's your policy and it applies equally to all, you're going to have to give them back all of their data in their platform. And then you're also going to have to stop using all that data you collected on, because all that 75 million people that Donald Trump had follow him on Twitter, Twitter uses that data to sell to other people. So they would have to stop that. I mean, now this is another thing. The left is saying, the Republicans are interfering with private businesses and private individual contracts. So, stand by. This is making national news because these companies are so big. They control so much data. They swing elections. In my opinion, the media and the social media has become the lobbyist for the left. You can't find good conservative stories, but you can find everything else that the left wants on social media. If you find a conservative story, it's probably by mistake.
Representative Bob Rommel, everybody, joining us this morning on Daybreak. Hey, Jake, do me a favor before we go to break. I did want to remind you, cue up one of those, the audio clips that I sent you, Jake. Cue up one of those audio clips for me right now as we get ready to go to break. Cue this up for me. We are here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Roads here in Naples. An amazing place to be. And there's a big game that's coming up, and I don't know, maybe you want to grab all your goodies, all the things for the big game if you're going to be watching, or maybe you're just going to be hanging out with family members. Or are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to hang out with family members in our home? According to Dr. Fauci,
it's not recommended.
Yeah, you're not recommended. Okay, but anyway, great place to stop by and get anything and everything, quite frankly, at Seed to Table. But I thought, hey, listen, you got the big game coming up. There is one person that would be fun to interview if you could do one of those interviews that they usually do before the big game takes place. Jake, why don't you play that for us right now? Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the Superior Bowl, and it's the pregame, and oftentimes we get to talk to the coaches and the players, but not often enough do we get to talk to the elder statesman, the one and the only, the man they call the true athletic supporter, Coach Joe Biden.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Well, Coach, we haven't got started yet, so let me ask you a question. Coach, I heard one of your strengths early on in your career was getting the kids ready for the big game.
Kids jumping on my lap.
Well, I guess that's some kind of a different way to get the kids in training. But
And the kids used to come up and rub my leg down.
A little more information than we needed. But I remember you telling people early on, working with the poor kids in the neighborhood, and how important that was to you, right?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
What are you suggesting there, sir? I'm not really sure what that means. You're not suggesting that.
Get your words straight, Jack.
I didn't say anything. Well, it seems like breakfast time might be just around the corner, and maybe we should take a break for breakfast. And when we come back, we'll have more.
You're a damn liar, man.
I didn't say anything. Well, you know what? We'll come back with more of the biggest athletic supporter anywhere in the country is Joe Biden. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay. Yeah. We're just having fun, everybody. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, live from Seed to Table. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
COVID-19 vaccines, they're here. But you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Where can you shop for your Valentine and you don't have to know her size, you don't have to spend a fortune, and your gift is sure to please? Naples Soap Company, of course. They've got everything you need for a romantic and cozy Valentine's Day right at home. Luxurious body butters, bath bombs, body oils, candles, and more. Hit a home run this Valentine's Day with one of their pre-wrapped gift sets. Shop in stores at Naples Soap Company or online at naplessoap.com.
When was the last time you ate at Spanky's Speakeasy in Naples? Hi, I'm Emily Monty, owner of Spanky's. We have been a Naples landmark for over 35 years, but my husband Ted and I have brought Spanky's back bigger and better than ever. Along with lunch and dinner, we now serve Naples' best breakfast served 7 to 10:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Dine inside amongst thousands of vintage antiques and memorabilia, or outside on our open-air waterfront patio. At Spanky's, we are known for serving Naples' best prime rib and fresh seafood, along with an array of American cuisine. Don't forget to stop by our full-service bar to enjoy your favorite speakeasy cocktail and daily happy hour. Spanky's is now open 7 days a week. Sundays we feature live jazz entertainment on our patio for your enjoyment. While providing a friendly atmosphere, Spanky's is known for our southern charm. But more than ever, your safety and comfort is our #1 priority. Visit Spanky's today on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway, Naples.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
A record no one wants to break. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The number of coronavirus tests in the U.S. topped 5,000 in a day for the first time in this nearly year-long pandemic. Nearly 5,100 reported in the Johns Hopkins count yesterday. A third COVID vaccine could be on the way. Johnson & Johnson has filed for FDA approval for its single-dose version.
We cannot underscore enough how much help America needs during this awful crisis.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer not long before dawn after an all-night vote marathon in a vote crafting process in the new Corona financial aid package. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, Vice President Kamala Harris cast her first tie-breaking vote in the Senate, approving a budget resolution clearing the way for Democrats to pass a $1.9 trillion aid package on a simple majority vote.
The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted.
Republicans proposed a flurry of amendments in a vote-a-rama. Most failed, but one that passed throws out a $15 federal minimum wage increase, while another bans undocumented immigrants from receiving stimulus checks. Dave?
Rachel, in the House, Democrats punished a Republican, with 11 GOP lawmakers siding with them, voting to remove Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from 2 committees. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calls her
a QAnon adherent, a 9/11 truther, a harasser of child survivors of school shootings.
Taylor Greene says that's all in the past. She no longer believes conspiracies and QAnon theories she had touted.
I never once said any of the things that I am being accused of today during my campaign. I never said any of these things since I have been elected for Congress.
In less than a half hour, we'll find out how many Americans got new jobs last month. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Looking at my traffic cans, the Midway Bridge is not a place to be if you want to head into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge. There's also a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and River Road. Southbound delays on River Road and southbound delays on Business 41 heading to Pondella. If you're in Lehigh Acres, the delay is on 23rd heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery. Stick to Lee Boulevard if you want the alternate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News. Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, after the chilly start, a nice afternoon with sunshine, few passing clouds, and dry weather with a high temperature of 77. 81 on Saturday with a chance for some occasional passing rain, nothing widespread. Best chance of rain with a high of 78 is going to be on Sunday. I do expect areas of rain to pass by. Please plan accordingly, especially during the morning and into the afternoon. And then another chance of rain as we highlight Monday, as temperatures will be reaching the lower 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We cut out the middleman and his markups because we manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. Our new manufacturing facility has tomorrow's technology today to make sure your windows are built for Florida's extreme weather. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. From our factory to your home. Now that's Factory Direct.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. In studio with us, Dr. Michael P. Varveris, who you can visit online, michaelpvarverismd.com, to talk to us a little bit, well, like Salt and Pepper sang, let's talk about sex, baby. But specifically, Dr. Varveris, talk to us about what you do for men and hormones.
Well, first off, hormones move around in the blood, but they work in the tissues. So what really matters is the tissue level and not the blood level. Now, when you're taking testosterone, whether it's a tablet or an injection or a cream or a pellet, the blood level is pretty much worthless. Most doctors don't understand this, and patients end up getting horribly overdosed. When patients overdose, the extra testosterone is converted to estrogen. Estrogen levels increase. Also, quite often, the red blood cell count increases. Doctors commonly will add a drug to block the estrogen or recommend phlebotomies to remove the excess blood. So if you're a man on testosterone and your doctor is measuring blood levels or putting you on a drug to block estrogen or recommending phlebotomies, you really do need to see me.
Visit him online, michaelpvarverismd.com. As he says, make your body great again.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age.
Is that telling our stories and retelling it, especially right after?
The answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hello, Florida. This is Representative Bob Rommel with this week's interesting Florida fact. As noted last week, Florida has no income tax. Our main source of income comes from a state sales tax. 6 cents on every dollar paid for non-food
experience has been for you.
Some have said our sales tax is no good during an economic crisis when people are spending less. But Florida has repeatedly recovered more quickly after economic downturns in other states that have an income tax, like the 2008 recession and the 2004 unprecedented hurricane season. And with a sales tax, government spending is tied to consumer spending, so government can't grow faster than its ability to pay for it. No wonder 1,000 people a day are moving to our state. Florida, we have no income tax and only a state sales tax. Let's keep it that way. Paid for by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
WTF. Yeah, you heard right. Rockstar Harley is willing to finance. Come down to Rockstar Harley's WTF pre-owned sales event this week. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. Rockstar Harley has finance specialists on site to help get you approved. Rockstar has over 500 new and used Harleys in stock and the largest inventory in South Florida. It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned overstock Harley sell-off this week, and we must finance 50 pre-owned bikes by this Sunday. Willing to finance sales event ends this Sunday. Rockstar Harley is Florida's #1 volume Harley dealer.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. It's mobile friendly, so you can take us with you anywhere you go. And you can go to facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio as well. As we are live from Seed to Table, Oaks Farm, Seed to Table in Naples, where we have a great crowd joining us this morning at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples. Before we move on to our next topic that we're going to get to in just a second that has to do with AOC. Hey, wait till you see what AOC just said a little while ago. You're not going to believe, yes, you'll believe it. You're going to believe everything you're going to hear and then some. But a big thank you here in front of me to Bob Rommel, Representative Bob Rommel, for stopping by. Grab the microphone and just say hi and bye.
Hey, Drew, thanks for what you do. Thank Alfie Oakes for what he does. He's a true American patriot. Keep fighting. And we do need unity in our party for the next election at 22. And 2024 is coming right back, and we're going to get back to White House.
Yeah, there you go. All right, from his lips to our ears. Bob Rommel, everybody. Thank you. State representatives stopping by. Alfie Oakes is going to stop by in just a little bit. We heard he'll be stopping by. So, I'm ready for the conversation. We're going to have a conversation. When you are at the center of the news universe, it's an exciting time to be here at Seed to Table. Quite honestly, it's always an exciting time to be here. All right, before we get to that, and the great Julie Kelly, who's going to join us as well. She is amazing, and she's here in town, and so we are honored to have her stop by today, so we're looking forward to that in just a minute. All right, this, everybody, is the program director of 92.5 Fox News. This is John Cassio. Here he is. Can you say hi to John?
Hi, Drew. Hi, everybody. It looks like the land of the free out there, Drew.
Yes, it does.
Drew, it looks like the home of the brave.
Yes, it does, John.
We're in America. Does everybody know that we're in America?
Okay. Wait a minute.
Well, the Biden administration doesn't know we're in America. They don't care about us.
Yeah, I know. All right. So John wanted to come on this morning because he just happened to be listening to CBS News this morning. They have the little morning show, the talking heads, where they go completely left on us and talk about how wonderful progressive politics are and the left and everybody's great. And you all stink. Every single one of you stink. It's not my words. It's not even necessarily their words, but you get the kind of idea of what's going on. But anyway, John was interested because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was on CBS News this morning. Now, you would imagine that if you were a journalist, you would do journalism. And what you would do is you would kind of research the topic, you'd find out what's going on, and then ultimately you'd have the guest on to kind of talk about the situation, the real life situation that was taking place. But I'm not really sure that happened this morning. Was it a fantasy world for Gayle King and the rest of the CBS crew?
Everything's a fantasy world for Gayle King. I mean, thanks to Oprah for everything that she's got.
Thanks, Oprah. For Gayle.
So,
okay.
You want to set it up?
No, you set it up and I'll play. Okay.
So AOC was on with Gayle King because now we're backtracking because AOC lied about being attacked at the Capitol, because here's the fact. She wasn't there. So she's going on with Gayle King to say how scared she is, how awful life was.
But wait. How could she go on to say how awful everything was if we already know that yesterday when we talked about it and we brought it up and the concern was that she wasn't at the Capitol,
We're doubling down, Drew.
How do you double?
We're getting out of the lie with a lie.
How do you do that? It's journalism. You're not supposed to do that.
No, they're going to dinner tonight.
Okay, well, there's that dinner thing going on. All right, so what was said? All right, so here's a little bit of Capitol Siege accountability. That's the chyron at the bottom. And AOC's got a very pretty mask. It's beautiful. This is the kind of mask that my mother would look at and say, I have to tell you, if this was bedazzled a little more, it would be fantastic. It's great, and it's easy to...
I always forget that your mom has that deep
voice. My mom is like, listen, you have to stop making fun of my voice. It's not funny. Friends are talking about me. It's not nice. Go grab me a coffee. Can you do that right now? Okay, anyway, so here we go. No, there's a lot of truth in what I'm doing. You'll see one day. All right, so here we go. Gayle King.
Start with you, because that day I remember it was so upsetting and so frightening just watching from the privacy and safety in my kitchen. So to hear your very terrifying account of that horrible day.
Okay, so her account of the very horrible day. Didn't we talked about this just the other day, that her account of the horrible day was really just sort of like a little drama, a little dramatic, maybe a little more than really what was happening, but okay, let her go.
Jussie Smollett-like.
All right, let her go on.
It was, in a word, just terrifying to hear the details. And I wonder if it's triggered all sorts of things for you, because I think sometimes when you speak about it, you're reliving it again. I'm wondering what the experience has been for you.
Okay, here we go. It's AOC wondering what the experience was in a place that she was at, but an experience that she describes a little dramatically, but it apparently is real life to the journalists at CBS News this morning. All right, go.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've learned, especially in counseling services offered to House members, is that telling our stories and retelling it, especially right after the events transpired, is a really important part to healing.
Stop. I got to stop right there. So telling the story and then retelling the story of the account. Now, I want you to... Okay, John, he wants to speak so bad, but wrap your head around this for a second. So we know what actually happened and where she was and what she was describing the other day. And what she's saying, it's a good thing to be able to come onto a network and be able to retell the story that she told. That's very left-like, isn't it? It's sort of like gaslighting. It's sort of like if we continue to tell the lie enough and lie about the lie and then tell everybody that the lie is true, then ultimately becomes true. And then if you deny that that lie is the truth and they say, well, who are you? Wait, did you support Trump? Hold on a second. You're not allowed to have a job. We're going to do all... I mean, you see where this is going. So already it's... Do you want to say anything else?
I'm very excited to see what she has to say. The talking points have already started.
And so once we tell that story, and this applies to survivors of trauma all over the country, telling that story as many times as possible and giving that account...
The fake story! It's a fake story! Your story, AOC, is a fake story!
But do you see how well crafted this is? Do you see how the storytelling and the gaslighting and, again, the going on and on about what is and is not true, and then it becomes about something bigger, because then there are other people that suffer from trauma. You could fill that space with whatever trauma you have in your life. That trauma might be continuously wearing a mask when we come to find out that the science says that mask mandates don't work, but you keep forcing it. That's my trauma. But anyway, I digress. So filling that void with whatever it is that is your trauma. Do you see how that works? So it becomes, so not only does it become the lie on the lie that's the truth of the lie, and there's the lie for you, and if you don't believe the lie, then you're not telling the truth, because the lie is the truth. Don't you get all of this? And then making it this overarching issue of whatever your hope and change is. Somebody said hope and change once in the past. Nobody had a clue what it meant, but you ran with it. Okay, what do I want freedom?
I will point out she's only wearing one mask.
Yeah, that's...
So it's totally irresponsible.
That is incredibly...
to be in the Capitol right now with just one mask.
Yeah, incredibly disappointing. Do you want to hear any more of... Okay.
I want to hear her account.
Okay, listen, here's more.
But the other thing I worry about is, where is the human connection? Where is the empathy here? You have reports today of people doubting your version of events, Congresswoman.
Right here. Yeah, where's the empathy? Where's the connection? Where's the human connection? So now it becomes...
It's our fault.
It's your...
that she lied.
No, it's not our fault. It's your fault. I'm not being part of the fault here. That's your fault, John Cassio, program director of this great station.
I want you to comment on that. And number two, you would think that at a time like this, we would all bond together, we would all help each other.
You would think that, wouldn't you? It's amazing how she says that with a straight face. You think at this time we would all unify and come together. We have unified on this issue a lot, right out of the gate. Everybody unified about what happened on January 6th, and they were appalled by what was going on. We were unified in that moment until the left decided that, yeah, there's too much unity. We got way too much unity here. We need to step away from that.
Have there been anything behind the scenes of Republicans reaching out to you to say, boy, this was scary. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry this happened to us. Is there anybody working behind the scenes to try to figure out how we can unite and come together?
Listen, if you're watching on drewsteele.com right now, and if you are watching at facebook.com/drewsteeleradio for the time being, if you're watching it at any of these two locations, if you could barely hear what the audience was doing, the moans and the groans, the smartest audience in the world sits right here at Seed the Table. You all get it. See, that's what I love. You're listening to all of this and you get it. You know exactly, you know the game. That's what makes you all brilliant and patriots. Each and every, hey, am I allowed to use that word, patriots? Oh, wait a second, drewsteele.com. I went down. Wait, the website's down. No, it's not down. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could use the word patriots anymore, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so what's her answer?
About this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's unfortunately kind of the spring to deny and to politicize our accounts was something that I sat with, and it was a big reason why, on top of making sure that we could clear our story due to security concerns.
I just can't do it. She goes on to say that the account is accurate, and when it comes to minimizing the experience of survivors, that's extremely damaging. So again, making this out to be something else that is 30,000 feet, broad swath, something that's not specifically talking about the issue. And I'm glad you brought that to my attention this morning.
You are?
Well, because it's an opportunity
I'm mad at myself for bringing it to your attention.
Well, don't be mad about it. I mean, we all have to hear this. But, a couple of things that come to mind. And the one that is so critical in this discussion, and then, Jake, we're heading to break. So it's this. The left, along with Democrats and the media, all the same thing, are banding together right now to protect what is an absolute falsehood. Why are they doing that? They're all coming together to protect the falsehood because they can do it. And certain individuals, even on Capitol Hill, allow it to take place. There are Republicans that allow the lies to be perpetuated. They don't politically fight back. They don't push back. But we do. Because we don't wear masks at Oaks Farm Seed the Table if we don't want to. Breathing the sweet air of liberty. Thank you very much. All right, do you want to stick around?
Yeah, sure. You guys are awesome.
Okay. All right, we got to take a break. We are live from Seed to Table here in beautiful Naples, at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. DrewSteele.com is the website. Let's take a break and find out what's going on with traffic. Up to the minute, here's Sabrina Katz.
Looking at my traffic cams, the Midpoint Bridge is not a place to be if you want to head into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge. There's also a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and River Road. Southbound delays on River Road and southbound delays on Business 41 heading to Pondella. If you're in Lehigh Acres, the delay is on 23rd heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery. Stick to Lee Boulevard if you want the alternate. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News. Next.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the chilly start, 77 degrees. Good amount of sunshine for your dry Friday. Few spotty showers possible on Saturday, but the best chance of rain for the weekend will be on Sunday. Areas of rain passing by with a high of 78. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that every day 1,000 people move to Florida? Many come from New York, and it's easy to see why. Because Florida does it better. In Florida, we have a balanced budget, term limits, and a part-time legislature. Even though Florida has 3 million more residents, New York's annual budget is twice the size of Florida's. Here in Florida, we have no state income tax and a balanced budget. New York has a state income tax, but is still $13 billion in debt. When COVID hit, New York closed their economy, and it's still closed. But here in Florida, we're open for business. And finally, New York is governed by Democratic Socialists, but Florida's been governed by Republicans for over 3 decades. So if you moved here from New York, welcome home, and remember, the redder the state, the better the state. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. I'm proud to be a Floridian. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Valentine's Day is a celebration of love and affection, and this is where the Diamond District shines. Visit Jason and Todd through Valentine's Day for 27% off all Diamond stud earrings. Diamond heart pendants starting at only $399, and the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay Break 92.5 Fox News. There's a lot going on here, moving cameras around and doing things. The great Julie Kelly's coming up. Oh, hey, everybody. Alfie Oakes, everybody. All right, hold on a second. We don't... That's all the time we have for this broadcast. Good night, everybody. Oh, that's all right. Jake, keep an eye back at the studio. Keep an eye on the board because I'm going to keep an eye on the time so that we try to keep it in time as best we can. First of all, Alfie, go ahead and grab the headphones and pull this close. How does it feel to be the center of the news universe today?
I just want to get the truth out right now. This is an opportunity. We've been waiting for this. I've always said that our store represents a small piece. There's not too many places in the world where everyone, I'm looking out here, everyone has chosen not to wear a mask of 100 or so people here, and that's our individual right. And we're making that decision because we know what's best for us. And I'm so happy to get a platform. I think we might be on a national TV show tonight, me personally, to be able to really get the whole truth out, because so far every media platform that's done interviews with me doesn't really tell the truth about it. Yeah. I think that maybe tonight we're actually going to get it out there for the first time, and it's really exciting to inform the American people with truth.
The concern, yes, you can applaud that. Everybody's always worried about, quite honestly, and just before we go to break, the selective editing, taking things out of context, Alfie, that worry. I felt like that was going to happen. It seemed like a lot of these news organizations did just that. Didn't give you the opportunity, like you will have coming up this morning here, to get the record straight. But there's a lot to say about that, right? About what the facts are and the science and the data we're supposed to follow, and yet nobody wants to go there.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about the facts. As a matter of fact, the NBC article that they did, yeah. The question that he asked me, the answer that he put in front of the people, he asked the question and then I did the answer, but that wasn't the answer that I gave him to that question. He subbed in a different, because we talked to him for 15 minutes. It's so deceitful. And that's really, I think I said many times that the media is the virus. The lies coming from the media are the virus, and they've done more destruction to this country than anything else.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break here. Alfie, I need you to stay. Can you stay?
Absolutely.
Well, I would hope so, because
yeah.
I need more time. People want more time. The great Julie Kelly is going to be up here in just a couple of minutes as well. We love Julie Kelly. She's amazing, so she's going to be here as well because I think she has some thoughts on this. And she's made some amazing points that I have made today and that I love that she says confidently that we can all take with us, things that we can tuck in our back pocket when we are going to have the ideological fight with individuals. It's important that we do that. So Alfie Oakes is here with us. Julie Kelly's coming up in just a minute. Let's take a break. Live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table on 92.5 Fox News, right all along. I gotta tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're gonna get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water's doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're gonna love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call at Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water, that's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them, 239-880-7799, or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Attention Dish subscribers. Don't sit still. Don't get locked out. You could soon lose the full range of programming you pay for. That means losing our NFL games and first NFL playoffs, AFC championships, and the Super Bowl. Wink News for your local news and your favorite CBS programs. Take action now. Tell Dish to keep Wink TV.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
Hey, Sean Hannity here again for Cathedral Roofing Innovations, the tile roof experts in Southwest Florida. They have an important message for anyone who has had these three things happen. Now, if you answer yes to all three, you have to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. 1, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? 2, do you have a tile roof? 3, did your insurance company deny your claim and only pay for a small repair? Look, I know thousands of you listened and answered yes to all three questions. Now, even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. Now, all you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com right now to start increasing the value of your home. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
There's a vehicle fire reported at Palm Beach Boulevard and Brown Road. Not seeing a major backup as of right now, but very busy intersection as you can imagine. Also slowing traffic on MLK Boulevard, getting off of 75 to head west to Ortiz. We are packed, slammed on Colonial Boulevard, west of Tree Line to the interstate. Not a place to be right now. If you can avoid it, that's the best thing to do. If you're in Lehigh Acres, still seeing slowdown slightly on 23rd, as well as this disabled vehicle in Collier at Pine Ridge and Napa Boulevard. This is slowing traffic westbound to I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, after the chilly start, a nice afternoon with sunshine, few passing clouds, and dry weather with a high temperature of 77. 81 on Saturday with a chance for some occasional passing rain, nothing widespread. Best chance of rain with a high of 78 is going to be on Sunday. I do expect areas of rain to pass by. Please plan accordingly, especially during the morning and into the afternoon. And then another chance of rain as we highlight Monday, as temperatures will be reaching the lower 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
I was asked the other day if I could explain romance. Hi, it's Joseph Edison. I pondered that for a few moments. Wow, I'm not sure. Romance, it's a mystery, like the deep blue sea. Romance is when somebody makes more time to spend with their sweetie, and we help people do that. Closet Factory's master designers can make time for more date nights, and better organization clears the mind, giving you and your sweetie time to better concentrate on each other. Ah, romance.
Got water?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There is the talk and text line. We're streaming live right now on the website, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. And right there, it's mobile friendly. We've set it up so that you can carry this show with you. That's a weird way of saying it. But in other words, it's on your phone. And you can watch this program from wherever you are. And Facebook for the time being, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. And we're at YouTube too, but I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, just because you never know when it's going to change. It could change. It could be changing right now as we speak. We are live in Naples. We're at Oaks Farm, Seed to Table. Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. We are at the epicenter of everything that is, quite honestly, the news today. We have, number one, we have the amazing, the fantastic Julie Kelly is sitting right next to me, American Greatness. She is, I love her Twitter account because if you go to Twitter, it's like, what is your, when you go there, it says author and agitator. I love that agitator is the second thing. So she admits it. She's ready to agitate. So Julie Kelly joining us. And this gentleman right here, everybody, is the Alfie Oakes, is sitting right next to us. All right, first, usually we do the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, so we will be doing that again on Monday. But of course, today being such a special occasion, a special event, when you're in the middle of the news universe, Julie, it's hard to just not talk about where we are, what is going on, and the fact that when you see this situation, when you noticed on the news that this was being discussed nationally about mask wearing and not mask wearing and how NBC played it, and we could play the audio over and over again, but you don't want to, believe me, you don't want to go there because Alfie will tell you how out of context he was taken. I mean, it's obvious. What are your thoughts as you're sitting here thinking about all of this?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Alfie and everyone at Seed to Table because I live outside of Chicago but have a place here. I have some friends here too. We all shop here, love this place. It's just a happy place. But you have to remember there are millions of people who are miserable right now, and a lot of it is they're miserable because they are being really held hostage by their governors, by politicians, by public health experts who have been wrong about everything for over a year. And instead of fessing up that all these mitigation measures haven't worked, in fact, in many cases, they've helped spread the virus because they're containing people in small spaces for extended amount of time. Instead of admitting that they've been wrong, they're doubling down, they're tripling, literally doubling down. Right now we're supposed to wear 2 masks, and in a few months it'll be 3 masks. And so there are a lot of miserable people out there, and so there are more objects of pity, but I know that this has caused quite a firestorm. But Alfie has been right. All of this mask wearing not only doesn't do anything, but it's counterproductive. And I also think they're trying to change the subject. I know an operation hit when I see one, an info op hit when I see one, and this is one, because they're trying to change the subject from the Biden administration's complete confusion, a debacle they're handling right now of this crisis, and we can get into the details. But I think that this is a
we'll
media
circle back.
distraction.
Yeah, we can circle back, Julie.
Yes, thank you. That means I'll never hear anything.
Yeah, that's right. So, and it's true. And Alfie, I'm going to read in just a little bit because I have to read this this tweet and some of the numbers that we talked about a little earlier about Collier County in comparison to places that have had mask mandates. But again, when we go to the news stories, Alfie, and look, you know this better than anybody, what's going on here in the county with mask mandates, the back and forth, and still waiting for the evidence to show that it works, although we have the evidence to the contrary, and that we're going to get to. But this battle and what has been happening here, and then you've got a news organization that suddenly, all of a sudden, I mean, that's another part of this, Julie. Right, and I want to talk to you about that because I think you have a perspective on that. Doesn't it seem odd that all of a sudden, right now, at this moment, this place has become the center of the news universe? You ever think why?
Yeah.
Why now? This has been going on for a long time. It's not an accident.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not an accident. The gentleman came in. Oh, I came in for a sandwich, and that's what he said, and I couldn't believe what I saw. And I talked to him down there. I said, well, I'm not surprised that you're surprised because you must be from out of state. You probably went to Columbia University. And he's like, how did you know where I went to school at? And I'm like, I can tell. You guys all look the same. And but. It is a shame, but I don't think that for one moment that it was by accident.
Yeah, that's the other part of this. What about that, Julie? It seems confusing that out of all the times that they can discuss this, they decided to do it now.
Well, I think there are a few things. I think number one, they're looking for distraction for the Bidens' mixed messages on a lot of things. You had John Psaki yesterday who said, even if you get the vaccine, you still have to socially distance. You still have to wear a mask. You had their new CDC director, who actually is doing a good job following the science, saying that teachers don't necessarily need to be vaccinated before we open schools safely. That's in contradiction to what Joe Biden and his staff are saying, because of course, They need the shakedown that's in the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill that contains not just $170 billion more for schools, but a $350 billion slush fund going to state and local governments that they can't explain. But it's a bailout. This is part of the blue state bailout that we knew was coming. So they have all these mixed messages. They didn't have a vaccine plan. Then you have Joe Biden come out and say, well, we really can't do that much to stop the virus. Well, no kidding, because that's not how you don't stop a virus. So they're looking for a distraction. They want to target Florida. They want to take the heat off not just Biden administration, but what's happening in New York, because Andrew Cuomo is finally getting the media scrutiny that he's deserved for over a year. They're targeting Ron DeSantis. They're targeting Florida. Obviously, this area is very pro-Trump. So there's a lot to it, but this is a good distraction. It was trending on Twitter the other day, probably is today too. So this is an op hit. I mean, this is not, gee, some reporter wandered in and all of a sudden it's trending on Twitter.
No, yes, it is, Julie. You just wanted to get a sandwich. What do you mean? No, it's just about a sandwich, Alfie. That's all it was. You see, that's why Julie Kelly is incredible, because the perspective right there is spot on, which is this is an operation here. This is something that was planned. This is something when you're looking at what do we have in common here in Collier County? What's something that we all know besides the fact that we love Seed to Table and we come here as often as we can? And all you have to do is try to get a parking spot here. Alfie, can we build a parking garage above the building? What do you say?
We're going to work on that. No, my message tonight, we'll get on there, is that there's 1,150 people a day moving to Florida because our governor is strong and he's made the right decisions, and he's probably the #1 hitman of the whole, to me, I am convinced that this whole corona hoax was because of the globalist agenda, and it's 100% because of that. And right now, DeSantis is standing in their way. We're making fools of their false science right now. And
all right, and so let's do this. Let's read some of the science here, just so you understand what is happening. And I mentioned this earlier. So there's a great Twitter account, Jennifer Cabrera, who's been on my program. She's with the Alachua Chronicle and a website called Rational Ground, and she was retweeting somebody who was doing, get ready for this, the numbers and the data. You know, the science that we're all supposed to follow, right? That's what we're supposed to do. So here's some numbers and some interesting facts. There's going to be a graph on here that you can't see. So if I go like this, you'll understand. There's going to be a lot of hand gestures. So if I do something offensive to somebody in a hand gesture way, I totally don't mean it. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I'm trying to make you'll see. All right, so this individual who's doing the data and the science says, a minute ago, they're watching the shocking video, I tell you, of you, Alfie, on there with maskless grocery stores in Naples. This is an outrage. The one place that is just imagine all the stuff that goes along with it. Naples is in Collier County, a very, very, I don't know, is this a very friendly Trump county? Can we ask that question? That might be Julie Kelly's point. One of the many points that she's talking. Boy, it seems to be a ground zero right here. There's way too many of you, and you all, you with the insurrection coups stuff going on. Oh, that's not a good thing.
I love it when all these people come from Chicago and New York and they come in here and they love it and they enjoy it and they say, will you build one of these back where I live? And I'm like, are you kidding me? In a liberal city? I'm like, I don't want my place burnt down. Are you?
There's that. All right, so this tweet goes on. Naples is in Collier County, and they compared deaths here to Imperial County, California, with one of the earliest mask mandates in the county. Now, I'm going to show Julie Kelly so she can see this. It's almost like a game show we're doing right now. So this is the graph, right? Is it safe to say, Julie, that the graph looks like this? Like this is us, horizontal, and this is Imperial California, which looks like it's shooting to the moon. It looks like Bitcoin on a good day.
In climate science, that's known as the hockey stick.
Okay, see? That's why Julie Kelly's here, because I'm doing the hand gestures. She says the hockey stick. I could have done the hockey stick.
Right.
But, okay, so you get it. It's like a hockey stick. We're the horizontal on the hockey stick, okay? Good. All right, we got that. So we literally saw video evidence that mask compliance is extremely bad in Collier County. That you're just not doing it, Alfie. You are an absolute mess. I'm just saying, not my words, their words. You're a mess, okay? So you got to have more cases, right? I mean, Imperial will fine you $1,000 charge a misdemeanor and up to 90 days in jail if you don't comply. How many would like to see that happening in Collier County? Would you like a $1,000 fine, each and every one of you, maybe a misdemeanor? Okay, so how is that done in Imperial, California? Did people comply? Do we have a lot of people doing that? Nope. Imperial is way, way worse there too, and they had a huge, humongous spike, and then it comes back down to the levels that we're at right now. So the compliance issue is not there. The data does not show that if you are mask mandate compliant, that somehow you are in this nirvana. You're in this beautiful, magical place where dogs and cats get along and Alfie is not allowed to be. It's not like that, okay? So there. Now, you might be saying, well, I assume Imperial is bigger and more dense because that's always why the numbers are worse, right? Come on, Julie, it's got to be dense. No, Collier County is 187 people per square mile. Imperial is 34. 34. Collier is 5 times the density of Imperial County, so that doesn't work. You might also say, well, Collier might have a younger population. That's what it is, Alfie. It's a big influence on the outcomes, right? Younger population. Well, no. How many people live in Collier County and understand what the population is in Collier County? Well, the average median age is 50.8. Imperial, it's 32.4. The Collier median age is 57% higher than Imperial, and yet Imperial has done so and much worse. The number, and that's, I can keep going on, but I've got 2 great people next to me, so I'm not going to keep talking. I want them to talk. But the point is that Alfie knows it. Julie knows it. If you look at the numbers and the science and the data and the facts, mask mandates don't work. Alfie?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna drive that message home today. I don't know if you have time to stay, but we want to put a whole production together that dispels this. We know that even by the CDC's own stats, they're showing that only 35,000 more people died. And I say only, that sounds bad to talk about, but in the whole for 2020, and there's 79,000 more, not total, more suicide deaths and drug overdoses. So when you take that away, there's actually less people that perish. So where's this 450,000 number coming from? You can look at it 15 different ways. I met a guy out here a week or 2 ago that was owns a bunch of funeral homes up in, I can't say the state because they'll figure out who it is, but he has 80% of the funeral homes in this particular state that's one of the lockdown states, and he said more people are not dying. Their business was not good in 2020.
One thing I'm going to ask Julie Kelly, American Greatness, she is awesome. She's here with us. Alfie Oakes is here as well. Oakes Farm, Seed to Table, and we are here live today. And Julie, I'm going to ask you this question, because this is sort of like a bigger, broader question. You brought this up, you tweeted this out the other day, and I've been thinking it, and then you said it via tweet, and I'm so glad you did, because there's a 30,000-foot issue as we look down in this case, and it's this. Whether it's Alfie doing this at a local level and doing it what he's doing here at Seed to Table, or whether it's the broader view of what is happening in Washington, D.C. with the Republican Party, and I'll just say that, I'm going to go there, it's this. You have to have individuals that are willing to fight back. You have to have people that are willing to politically have the fight and make the fight and bring the fight to Democrats, because to your point, and you said this so perfectly, what do Democrats do, Julie? They band together and they do anything and everything that they have to do to push forward a progressive agenda, and they don't care if you're in the way. They're going to steamroll you. And what is the Republican Party, and what have they done up to this point? Democrats are giving Republicans the key to the city on how to do this, to fight, and they won't. And whether it's locally or on a national level, we have to be willing to engage.
That's right. I mean, we Republicans do not have leadership in Washington. They're a total failure. They should be ashamed of themselves. Can't hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. They should be ashamed of themselves for how they've not only gone along with all the pseudoscience, but not backed up people who are standing up. The good news is that there's a saying, courage is contagious, and so when there are people who stand up, I know the Wisconsin legislature yesterday overturned the governor's mask mandate. The Ohio House of Representatives is doing the same. Why they haven't done this over the past, say, 6-8 months, I don't know. Ohio has a Republican governor. There's the little daylight. I'm sure there's a lot of people from Ohio here. But there are a lot of Republicans who have jumped on this too. So we need people to stand up. Think about this mask mandate. We have not had one public legislative hearing in Washington, D.C. about masks, but almost every single lawmaker, without fail, is lecturing us to wear masks, but they won't hold any hearing. You know, a lot of people like to compare this to seatbelts. Well, seatbelt laws were passed at the state level. They went through lots of hearings. There was a lot of opposition to that, if you recall. We haven't had one on masks because they don't want to have to explain how they think masks work, because they don't. But this is also a broader issue. We have our kids being held hostage. We have kids. There was a heartbreaking tweet yesterday that I retweeted. I said, this tweet will get ignored. An athlete, a football player from the Bronx, an athlete, who was begging, he said, they've given up on us. You know, he's a minority. He goes to public schools in the Bronx. He said, they've given up on us. They've totally forgotten about us. These kids are stranded. So that's why they fixate on masks. They don't know what to tell these athletes whose lives have been irrevocably destroyed by these policies that haven't worked. So now they just fixate on masks, and that's really all they have to offer at this point.
One of the most damaging things is from the lockdowns is the suicides. And I was at the CCREC meeting on Monday, and a woman came up from Golden Gate. She said, they're 300% up in suicides from kids from 14 years up to 18 years old. Now that is a shame. Why is the media not harping on that? That is a true crime.
I think we know the answer to that, unfortunately. But it's going to be important as we move forward. And I'm looking at the time because we've got to go. But it's safe to say that it's so awesome to see not only all of you here, being here at Seed the Table, and always being here often, as many people know, but that there are people locally. Trust me when I tell you, there are people that understand and have understood for the past 4 years what it looks like to bring the political fight, thanks to one former president of the United States, Donald Trump, period. It's just a fact. That's just a fact. And so please understand that as we do move forward politically, and if you're Republicans listening to the sound of my voice, do not dismiss what 4 years brought us. Do not dismiss because you've got a problem with a tweet or a personality or hair or whatever you want to do. Don't do it. Because we understand, and we've been, and much has been brought to light, especially what the media has tried to do. But we also have people who are brave locally who are doing the same thing. And Alfie Oakes is one of those individuals. Support the people that will bring the political bravery and confidence to places like this and in politics for those that want to run in the future that are willing to do the same thing. Support them. Support Alfie. There's much to be said about that.
I'd like to leave on one note is that right now a lot of people feel defeated in the Republican Party, and rightfully so. We feel like the election has been stolen from us. And it's easy to feel like a victim. And that's exactly what they want us to feel like. When we look at the inner cities and the poverty and everything that's wrong in the United States, it's because they've been able to make those people in those areas feel like victims. Now they've done a good job at making our people feel like victims, and we cannot be the victim. Right now is the time to fight. There's more people awake than there's ever been in this country that really know what's going on, and we're not victims. It's time to rise up and use our knowledge and our power and support your local businesses. And use your money in ways. We got to start cutting off these people that are giving all their money to the other side.
All right, the great Julie Kelly right here, American Greatness, the great Alfie Oakes, Seed the Table. We thank you very much, live from Seed the Table. Thank you for joining us today. And before I go, just a little bit of fun, just humor me a little bit. So we were just having a little fun because this weekend there's this game that's going on. We thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if you were going to do an interview with one of, as somebody mentioned to me, if you were like a big athletic supporter like Joe Biden and you were like a coach and you were going to be doing an interview with Joe Biden, what that would be like in the locker room. So take a listen as we finish out the program today with a little bit of Superior Bowl kind of coach speak kind of thing, locker room happening. Have a little bit of fun with Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Go get 'em, Jake.
We're back. We're back at the Superior Bowl with the pregame and with one of the biggest, hugest, most humongous athletic supporters in this game is Coach Joe Biden. And Coach, I hate to bring this up earlier in your career, and I remember you taking a few hits in the head there from Corn Pop. He was one of the toughest players in the league. And
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, yes, he was, sir. And from what we understand, people were worried about your mental acumen and maybe some of the hits and how they affected you. Have they affected you at all, sir?
Judge, my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Well, clearly it seems as if everything's just fine for you. But I'm sure you understand, sir. People have been worried about you. And
come on, man.
Well, apparently there's no reason to be at all.
I got your word straight, Jack.
Apparently it's time for the 2 o'clock feeding. All right, stay tuned. We'll have more with the biggest, the humongous, the hugest athletic supporter anyone knows, Joe Biden. Coming up.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality, hurricane-rated, high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World, simply the best for less.
Welcome to Smart Floors. For a limited time, Smart Floors is offering contractor pricing on all CoreTech vinyl luxury flooring. CoreTech, normally priced at $3.99 a square foot, is yours for only $2.99. And CoreTech, that's $5.99, is now only $4.49. No gimmicks, no hassles, just smart service at a smart price. In Naples, next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, Smart Floors.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time, and really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet, it was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain, I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 9 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
You can feel like